Hey up YouTube, my name's ToonaPickle and welcome in to episode 1 of Valheim. Now, in case you didn't know, if you're new to this, Valheim is a crafting survival game which came out in about 2021, I think. I think it's 5 years old at the time of making this video. It is still early access, but the devs are working continuously on this, albeit a little slowly. But they are progressing all the time. So it is still relevant in 2026. Currently, there are 7 biomes in this, ranging from easy to, well, very hard. Let's face it, each has its own boss, and the idea is you progress through the biomes slowly or at your own pace and collect stuff, make stuff, unlock new things, and just generally enjoy the natural progression. That said, it is open world, so you can just wander off into any biome you wish as and when you come across them. But I will say though, you have to be a little bit careful. I think there's many stories out there of people who have wandered into biomes where they probably shouldn't be there straight away. But each their own. Enjoy playing it if you are. I've got a few hours in this. I'm not a massive builder, but I have to say the building in this is pretty exceptional. For one is relatively very few building pieces. Now, they have expanded these over the time, but what you can create with these is absolutely mind-blowing. There are many videos, build videos out there. Go and check them out as to what you can create. You never know. You may get hooked and end up submitting your own as well. Now, for this run, it's nothing special. We may have people coming in and out just to have a bit of a run with us. We're not protective of that. We do have, just to make it a little easier for myself, as I say, I've got 3k hours in this, which now isn't very many over 5 years, but they've slowly developed the way what you can actually modify on this. And for this, I'm using 1.5 times stuff just to make it a little bit quicker. So every time we're collecting, it's 1.5 times how much we're gathering. Does make it a little bit easier, I'm not going to lie. We can also portal the metals as well. Now, that's normally off, but it makes it, again, makes it quicker, makes it easy. It does kind of hinder your world progression a little bit in that you're not traveling around as much in the boats when we come to craft those. But I don't think it spoils it particularly, because you've still got to sell there in the first place to place a portal, etc. So without further ado, I think we should just get on with it. Let's see what Valheim has to offer us this time. So I think for this, it's going to be a mixture of me just talking through it as I would. I'm not going to teach anybody suck eggs. The game has been out long enough. And if you are new to it, there are many tutorials out there that will have very specific information that you're probably seeking for. However, you can pick up little hints and tips as we go through, maybe from this, or you just want it on in the background if you're working or you're doing something else. So this is the starting spot. It's the spawn circle. It's where you put, as you can see, it's where you put your foes' heads, the trophies that you will receive as we're going on. They've slowly added to this as the time's gone on. When I first started, there was just the 5. So you got Eikthyr, you've got the Elder, you have Bone Mass, you've got Moda, and you had Yagluth as well. There are 2 more bosses. I haven't been in a lot recently. Over the last year and a half, 2 years or something. I haven't even seen this boss. And I certainly haven't seen this boss either. These are the 2 biomes. Each of these bosses does represent a biome as well. Each biome has a final boss. So there's no final boss as yet. But there are bosses which do unlock. You do need to do them if you want a further progression and unlock as well. These little things are location markers. They will point you to where the boss is as you find them in the biomes. So it is, if I'm honest, when this game came out, it was incredibly pretty. Personally, I think it looks a little dated now. And the stamina still drives me insane. I had a little test run through because I wasn't sure how much I was going to enjoy it again. As I say, I've got quite a few hours. It was when I first started streaming. And I probably got a little bit burnt out on it and really didn't want to come back in. There was many other games that were coming out, so I decided to give it a rest. I tried it a couple of times and it just, I don't know, it just wasn't working. But recently I went in with Jamru 12 and we had a brilliant laugh. So I kind of thought, well, I'll give it another roll and see how we get on. So this is episode 1. If there's never an episode 2, you know, I've got bored. But I do feel that with the 1.5 times progression, the resources, it does make life a little easier. So there's a ball there as well. They do attack you. Most things in this do attack you. Level of damage varies, obviously. We're in the meadows at the moment. There's a little mini-map top right which says meadows. The way we eat as well is we can just eat the natural stuff that we find. We do have armor, we do have other materials as well. As I say, the base building in this is pretty cool, and there is an option when you start the game for free build. So it doesn't cost you anything to actually build. I haven't got that on. I'm not a massive builder, if I'm honest. But I still am pretty impressed with the limited amount of stuff that we actually get and what you can actually create. So just because I don't build doesn't mean to say that I'm not impressed. So I always get the old, I don't really want this. It's pretty good for scaring off things, but let me just swap those two over. One is always my knife as well. So an axe and a hammer, usual crafting survival stuff. Stones and wood always make for the boars coming as well. Now, as I say, the boars do attack you. And when you're early doors, like we are with this one, it will do a fair bit of damage. So the idea is now there is a... I was going to try and show you the sneak function. I say function. So effectively, you can sneak up to something. The deers are a little bit harder. There are deers in here as well. And I'll show you the neck, because I keep hearing them crowing in the background. But you can sneak up, and sneaking them does give you more of a hit as well. Again, standard crafting survival type game stuff. This is, you'll see on here as well, this is Eikthyr, the first boss. That stone that we touched, the Vegvisir. I can't remember exactly how, if that's correct pronunciation, but that does show up the location, and this is the mythical altar for this one. This is where the boss will spawn. Now, as I say, you can do these whenever you like. You don't actually need to do them. There are certain ones that you probably need to, unless you're going to cheese. There are many cheeses in this. But most of the bosses you do need to do in order to progress as well. And it makes life a little bit easier. I think we'll probably build around here. Just so we can have a nice little starter house. Normally depends on how you play as well. Depends on how much you run around to start with. There's an echo over there, by the way. Depends on how you start, but there are many houses around here that you can just take over. In fact, yeah, this looks all right, doesn't it? Nice view out there and everything. Right, if we give this the sneak, and you'll notice the boar has the, not the exclamation point, whatever that is, which means it's aware. Oh, I was trying to sneak it. The exclamation mark means that it's seen you, so you've lost the sneak ability, and you will be in normal mode. Up until the exclamation point, or exclamation mark, should I say, you will have the extra hit damage from the sneak. Keeps turning around every time. Every single bloody time. What the hell? So stamina in this is an absolute nightmare. But it is... The foods are actually... separated into, you'll notice here there's a yellow fork. Yellow is for stamina, white is a mixture of both, red is for your health foods. So it sounds like it could be quite complicated, but it's not actually. There's not a massive amount of foods. There's enough to sustain and make different things as you're going through the biomes, and again, it is a biome thing. So they are locked until either you've found the correct materials, the stuff to craft them, or you've unlocked a certain way of cooking, etc, etc. Again, if you've played Crafting Survival, you'll fully understand. So there's many... Oh, these little things. They don't do a great deal of damage. But if I'm honest, there's nothing more annoying than the Greylings and a few others which we'll meet later as well. Honestly. I swear, if you're watching this and you have played this at all, let me know your feelings on both the Greylings and Paredo Orcs and stuff. They hinder you throughout the game. And the worst thing is, at the moment, it's kind of, well, you know, any big hits and they could potentially kill you. But later, when you've got armor and you're a bit more protected, they just annoy. Because they're not doing any damage. And it is infuriating. Like, actually infuriating. So I'm going to build a little house. I don't know how much wood we've actually got. Not a lot. It's going to be a very basic house, if that. So, usual, the collecting wood. You can manipulate the ground as well a bit later. But for now, we'll just build a little hut and we'll make sure we can. Now, there are many thoughts on these. You do get... There are stump police in this game. People who play a lot and have followed since its release. They will, if they see you've left a stump in the ground in a game, woe betide you, honestly. It makes me laugh. I for that reason, I tend to just leave stumps. But for this, I mean, it does make the place look slightly untidy occasionally if you've harvested an entire forest, and it is a bit annoying if you're using some of the vehicle. Well, let's say vehicles, where if you're pulling a cart at a later date. Personally, I don't always use the cart. I have done, and I have also made it a rule that we don't build chimneys. We build flaps instead. Chimneys are for the weak. I'll show you the reason why people, you know, we need to get rid of the smoke, because it does kill you. So if you go to sleep and your house is full of smoke, as it would in real, you'll be dead. So you do need some sort of ventilation. Okay, so the menu option, very, very simple. Select your hammer, right click, and here's all your stuff. Now, obviously, we've barely done anything at the moment. The first thing you do need down is a workbench. You always need it, and then the recipes pop up. So from here, this and a couple of the others later on are sort of your main workbenches and crafting station. So you always need to be in a range. If I put the hammer on, you can actually see where the circle is for building, which is the white one. If we hover on that, I'll put that one on like that. There we go. You can actually see the radius of build. If you go outside that, you can't build it without putting another workbench down. So that's actually updated what we can build. Building wise, all we need to do is, it's nice and simple. It really is. So when I first started, all we had was these few bits. And then there was some stone stuff later, but we don't get the stone until at least the third biome. So we kind of stuck with building these. This is all we had, and this is all you get now. And you can still create some like masterpieces. It's honestly, it's wild. It is pretty wild. Right, okay, so we're only going to build a small place because I'm not a huge builder, and B, it takes up a load of resources that I don't want to go and gather. Let me just get rid of the bench. Pop it over here somewhere. The bench is another one as well, honestly. Trying to get the bench set down, it's ridiculous. So you put it on here, red, can't do it. So I'm going to balance it on one leg on there. Yeah, perfectly fine. Honestly, you will see and hear a lot of mocking about this. It's just me venting. It's fine. It is fine. I wouldn't be playing it if I didn't think the game was worthy of the time.
A few moments later.
Is actually worth using clubs to start with, just so you get a few skill points. It is a use to increase skills, so anything like wood chopping, running, sprinting, jumping, have I said swimming, sneak, knives, anything like that. Your skills improve as you're doing it. There is a phrase for that, can't remember what it is. If you press tab, your skills are somewhere. Trophies, skills, there we go. So fists, run, farming, swim, axes, blocking, swords, clubs, wood cutting, sneak, craft and jump. So they're all the ones that you can improve. Let's just get up there. We'll see if I don't need that one now, because we've already got the one for this. I'm hoping that'll extend across without collapsing. Yeah, they're a bit red, but it'll do for now. It'll do. I'm not bothered. It'll stop us choking to death. If you, sometimes the build piece does remain as you're doing it. If you want rid of that, all you need to do is just right click and select the repair, and then it won't show you a build piece. So you can just repair if something's broken. You'll notice the wood boards, like this one out here, will get weathered in the rain. It's because it's not protected. So smoke goes out there. Job done. So normally, you know, we can titivate it a bit later, as we get more wood in and stuff. But for the moment, we're not going to bother. So flint knife. Again, when you look at the workbench, this is the stuff we can craft. So the ability to do a flint knife. Now I'm going to put the flint knife there, and I also want a shield as well. Now shield you can style in any way you want. Well, I say any way, those 3 ways, or a plain one. I forget every single time. The wood shield, I don't know what it is with the wood one. The rest of them I'm fine, I remember. It's just the wood one. So wood shield, brilliant for blocking. Round shields for parry, and the tower shields is more for block. So the tower shield will block a lot more of an impact, but won't parry them. I use the wood mainly because I always run knives. If you've been here on the channel for a while, you know my favourite weapons are knives usually. Now, I'm not sure I can do I can't crude bow, 8 scraps. We've only got 2. So, right. Let's do some furniture. Let's add a couple of little boxes here for rubbish. And we'll do a couple there, and we'll do another one here as well. You can never have enough boxes. There's not tons and tons in this. Of space. There's like 10 slots, and whilst that sounds like it might be all right, trust me, it very much isn't. When you get going, it really isn't. Oh, we're out of wood as well. But eventually, when you get the better axes and stuff, this all becomes slightly easier. You get better food, you get better stamina. These are actually quite good, these little saplings, because they give you a little bit of wood, but they also give you resin as well, which is quite handy for making a few little bits. Just doesn't feel as annoying as the... so parry-wise, doesn't feel as annoying when you're trying to cut them down. So that you get a good parry with those. It does take a hit on your stamina when they hit you. Not so much with these little things, but some of the bigger ones. So you do have to have good food, or at least some food. If you try blocking something and you've forgotten to eat or whatever, which believe me is very easy to do, then you might wonder why you get staggered yourself. That is the reason. Okay, life is too short for stump demolition. I'm just going to take a couple of these trees down. Oh, yikes. Yes, before you say as well, you can get killed by falling trees. You haven't really played Valheim until you've died to a tree. I think I've pretty much died to everything, apart from birds. And that's because birds don't do anything. Good for feathers, though. But that's it. With this, you do have a weight limit. At the moment, it's 300. That can be extended later on in the game. And you have a slots limit as well. So this does go on both. I know some games you've either got weight or you've got maximum slots. I know most games have maximum slots, which makes absolute sense. But this one is both. So you can carry one thing and it might take up your full weight. Alright, I'll put one there and I'll put one here. So I'll put some stones and some flint in there as well. Let's get the wood done. So the days go pretty quickly in this as well. Let me just get rid of this wood. We can't do anything about the rocks just yet. When we actually have a fight with Eikthyr, the first boss. I've just broken me. Axe is a fairly good weapon. When we have a fight with Eikthyr, that does give us the ability to unlock pickaxes. Right, let's do some food. Now, normally I wouldn't. Normally I don't cook boar because it's very useful later on. I'll just do another 2. But when you're starting, it's better than using the neck. Did I not do another one of those? I didn't. Am I out of wood again? I can't be. No. Did I pick those 2 up? Nope. They're under there, aren't they? Oh my god. It is quite low, is that actually? How am I going to do this then? Because is this a bit higher up? Nope, this is low down as well. We can't actually do anything about these. I could just... Let's just... I might just put a set of steps in. There we go. Simply done. Right, let's put another one of these in. Crafting, we'll do that, and then we'll cook the food. So that combined with the mushrooms and the raspberries. Oh, we need a bed as well. Furniture, bed needs to be... I think I'm actually going to fall out of that. There we go. Spawn point set, and that one. I think I'm going to roll out of bed and get burnt by the fire. I think it'll kill us. We'll see. We'll see. See what happens. No, it didn't. Okay, well, that's a winner. You do have to have a fire by or in the nearby vicinity. There is only one other thing, and that's can't remember the name of it, but it hangs from the brazier. That does actually give warmth as well. So, right, I need a crude bow because we need to look at getting some deer in. But I need 8 for that, so we're going to have to go on a hunt. Let me get rid of those. Seeds are a little bit annoying, if I'm honest. What I've tended to do is stick them in there. Just be stuff. You have to be away from things for quite a while. I don't know what the in-game time is, but it has to be quite a while before they will actually despawn. However, that said, if something's really valuable, don't leave it on the floor for longer than 10 minutes. Because I've had stuff spawn. I've nipped back home and come back again and stuff has despawned. So you do have to be a little bit careful. Oh, I thought I was going to get that then. Let's see if we can sneak this. No, I was too loud. This is why we need boar. We need boar. So you do have a map. Here's where we've spawned. This is the size of the world. Just to give you a reference. It is a fair chunk of game, and I think one of the things that definitely keeps people coming back is the fact that it's random seeds. So there are people who have shared their seed names. So you can type in a name, for instance, tuna, and it'll give you a certain world, certain seed. I think that's what keeps coming. Keeps making people come back, because each seed is completely and utterly different. So the progression and everything changes. Looking about changes. How you do things can change depending on what you're finding. You do always spawn in the meadows, though. There are many sites that do give you seed names based on a specific thing. I'm just going to try and jump this guy. I got him. It's actually boar we're after, mainly. I mean, I do want the deer, but I wasn't expecting to really get anything. I'm 2 bull in a china shop. Occasionally I do manage... We need some mushrooms as well. Occasionally I do manage to sneak. This is one of those games that... Ooh. That you do get distracted easily. You'll go out doing one thing and think, do you know what? You'll come across some raspberries or some something else, and you'll think, actually, I'm just going to collect that. And you never get to actually do what you wanted to do. So again, there's big oak trees. But currently they're out of bounds because they're too hard until later on. There's a couple more deer here as well. I mean, all this deer is very nice. So in the distance there, we can see Black Forest. I'm going to try and sneak these again. I'm just going to stand up because I need to eat. I'll wait till the stamina builds up and then we'll go into sneak mode. You can see the cursor's changed. That just lets us know we're in sneak. I managed to get one. I didn't think I'd get them both, actually. But we still need boar. And mushroom. As mentioned, I'm on a 1.5 modifier, so we will get a little bit extra mats as we're gathering. Hey. So you'll notice there one tap, and that was because didn't have the exclamation mark on him. So he was unaware. He wasn't in aggression mode. So therefore our damage is higher. Deer everywhere. Wait, oh, there it is. Oh. So we can see over there as well, snow biome. Again, you can do what you will with that. If you want to go in there, go in there. We'll give you a tip. Oh, we'll go and do it anyway. You won't get particularly far. This is the only biome that you can't really progress straight away. Because... Let me just see how far in I've got to be. Oh, there we go. You are freezing. And it does take health off. So you can't really get that far. Not at the moment. Alright, we'll give this a sneak as well. See if we can grab this guy. Little mouse does a leap attack if you're using the... I don't actually know what it does with any other weapon. Nothing. Doesn't do anything with a club. We'll keep picking up the rasp though. So the raspberries and stuff do respawn. So a lot of people, I've seen many people's maps, and they'll use the markers and mark little raspberry patches and stuff. I've never felt the need. Occasionally, if there's a massive area of blueberries or something that are slightly harder to come by, I will mark them. I think it's 5 in-game days before stuff comes back again, but there are many strawberry patches around. There is some crazy seeds. I was talking about the seeds earlier on and people sharing. There's some crazy ones as well. So it used to be that you could scan a photo in and make a seed from that. A friend of mine did his dog. That was a tough map as well. That was a really tough map. But there are seeds which apparently are better for boar. You can search all these. Better for mushrooms. There's all sorts. So if you're into wanting some sort of seed that'll make you feel a bit happier, then worth checking out. These are the houses I mentioned, and these are all scattered around as well. Okay, that's not a house. That's half a house. Oh no, there we go. So these are the houses that are scattered about. So if you don't want to build straight away because you're not sure or whatever, or you just want to settle in, you could easily just pop a quick roof on this, like really simple, and then you've got yourself a little house. A lot of these have these chests as well where we can where you get free resources. Am I at the Black Forest? No. Have we got any boar yet? Got one. There is a lot of walking. It's a walking... there's 2 more deer as well. This is definitely a walking sim. Or a running sim. Oh, some shrooms there. I'll go and grab those. Let me just see if I can get at least one of these. This is the benefit of having a bow as well. Oh, we've got them both. Easy. Get some more rasps, and I did see another little house as well. Oh. Rooms. Sometimes a chest up there. There is. Ooh. Now this is new. I've never crafted these. Some axe or other. I think it's double-handed axe. Sorry, not a double-handed. Twin axes. As far as I'm aware, as I say, I've never crafted them, so I've never found the other half to it. But I haven't been back playing that long, so I'm sure at some point I will find them. Is that mushrooms? It is. Mushrooms are pretty good for early doors as well. They're not going to sustain you, but they will. I think I've got enough. Where the hell did the mushrooms go up there? So when the food, each food has a designated timer on it as well. So you do need to eat periodically just to keep your health and your stamina up. Oh, that was a starred one. So there is a star progression as well with mobs. Docile or non-docile. The more stars, the harder they hit and the more HP they've got. So we're back at the main area. If you want to mark something like that up, so we saw the deer around here. If you want to mark that up, it will come back to the same spot. after a while. Again, don't know how long. I never really time anything though. I kind of just periodically check there's some boar over there. We'll go and grab them. It'll at least allow me to do the bow as well. Now neck used to always drop, and then for some reason, I don't know why, but they changed it. With some arbitrary amount now, they may or may not drop something. I'm probably on the more frequent side because of the modifier that I've added on. And there's also a lot of mods for this game, as you would expect. Any crafting survival does. Quality of life mods right up to magical bloody weapons and everything. I mean, I'm talking like some crazy weapons. No, like M60s or AKs or anything. Not that I know of. But there are a lot of mods for this. I think we've probably got enough for a bow now as well. Some of the stuff that you collect have a use there and then. Some of them have more than one use. Some of them don't really have a lot of use at all. The trophies never really had a use. The boss trophies did. The only, I mean a practical use that is. The two bull in a china shop not paying attention. Oh, he was so close to dying. Got him. You had him. Practical use, as I was saying. You can use them for decoration. And that's what most of us did. We just hung them on the wall to make them look good. People did trophy rooms and also, I've got a trophy room. I got all my original seeds as well still. I can never remember quite which character goes in which. I had to restart, and then I think I saved. I had to change the names of everything. So you'll notice this is here. You can, it's really annoying because after a while you'll pick them back up again. The seeds you can replant, so you can repopulate your forest. They don't come back once they're chopped down unless you replant. Okay, let's just pop that in there because of no. In fact, what I might just do is we'll grab a bit of wood and we'll put a chest down there. And we'll put anything, boar trophy. Now, we do need the deer trophy, so I'll keep those on us for now. And we've got plenty of hides. So again, periodically, it does pop up when you find a new item and it shows you, but periodically check in here to see if you can do anything. It's always worth it. So upgrading as well, you can always upgrade. Should you wish, you just click on the item you want to upgrade. We do need next workbench up though to start the upgrades. And the next worst workbench is available on the hammer. And you can see either the chopping block, which is 10 flint. We can do that. That'll make it a level 2 workbench. You can do these in any order, by the way. You're only limited by what you actually find. And then the other one for this is a tanning wrap. And we need leather scraps and flint. And at the moment, I'm not prepared to give away my leather scraps when I could do with a bow instead. So we'll craft that. Now if you are looking at upgrading something, just make sure that you hit the upgrade tab. Again, it's one of those things you try and do it and you end up hitting craft again, so you end up with 2. Let me just upgrade the stone axe since we've got some of that. I'll do the bow as well. And that's it, we're out of things. So fixing items is this. Armour wise, at the moment we're wearing a rag tunic. However, there are leather trousers that we can craft. And there's a leather tunic as well, which we can do. So this will probably take a little bit longer, unless you're using the modifier as well. You can't scrap anything in this. You can't scrap anything in this. You can destroy it later. Or there are dev commands that you can use to get rid of things. But it's probably best not fiddling about with those just to start with, because they can delete your own stuff. They seem to be having a good old spawn around here. Another ball there as well. Let's see if we can just go and grab him. So arrows wise, oh, I did get some arrows. Now the crew bow is truly awful. You have to aim about 4 miles in the sky and try and compensate for absolutely nothing. But once you get used to it, it's not that bad. And to be fair, it does stop you having to get too close to anything. Whether that be someone you don't want to fight hand to hand, or whether it's because they're a bit timid and liable to fly off. Right, so as I mentioned, the days do pass fairly quickly. Not that it really matters. Doesn't make a blind bit of difference. It's just an indicator of your time passing. What I'm going to do is we'll have a look around here. We'll go up this side. I don't want to go too close to the Black Forest to start with. We do need to go in there eventually, obviously, but there's no reason why we should rush in. I think what we'll do is we'll have a look. I'll try and find a house with bees, or some sort of structure with bees and honey. I normally, when we fight Eikthyr, which is the first boss, let me just see if I can take this deer out. Hey, straight away. Look at all the neck as well. So the neck are useful. Well, you can either cook them and eat them, or you can use it in recipes later on. So entirely up to you. If you don't need to eat it, I'd suggest not bothering. Deer meat is the one, because if you cook the deer meat, you can both eat it and use it in recipes later on. The boar meat, no recipes require cooked boar meat. So personally, I always think it's better to do better to cook the deer up. That way you can do loads, and if you've got any left, winner. Oh, okay, so there's a bee's nest, beehive. A couple of ways you can do this. It's completely up to you. Pop a bench down and demolish the whole building by middle click with your hammer. Middle mouse click, or if you've already got the bow, it's probably a little quicker and easier, is just bowing it. And then waiting a moment for the bees to disperse. And then we can go up. Don't know what that dropped, actually. That. Oh. Okay, so it gives us a bit of honey and gives us a queen bee as well. Now, I normally, as I said, I don't do Eikthyr until I've got honey. Only because I find that the extra stamina is quite helpful. It's not it's when you first do it, if you've not done it before. I remember it feeling quite daunting. But actually, when you've done it a few times, it's really not that bad. That saying that, if you get caught or other mobs come down in the area or whatever, it can still kill you. Or if you try to go for it too early. I think what we'll do is we've got a little star on this one. So we've got a little house. We've got some honey. We'll do a quick planting of the beehives, wherever the hell they are, into the workbench. I'm going to pop these on stands. Let me just put them on the bigger one. Annoyingly, the mobs do actually scratch those. I haven't got any wood. There. And then if you press the bees, it just says that the bees are happy. So if they're too close to each other or if they're near a fire or whatever, it'll say bees are not happy. So again, another trophy there that we don't want. Let's just go and bob everything in there. I will cook this little bit of deer. Actually, let me just get rid of the boar. And I will do a quick one of those. I think that's all. Get rid of the neck. We've got deer meat, we've got boar meat. I am going to keep the mushrooms on us though, because I'm going to take that as well. So I'm going to wait until my food runs out, which is nearly on its way. Keep those on us and we will make some arrows. So fire arrows are the next ones. You can make flint head arrows. These use feathers. The wood arrows are pretty damn good all the way through. They're cheap to make because you don't need to faff around trying to find feathers or whatever. They don't use any other resources. It is just wood. And they're still quite potent when you get up with the later bows. So I always carry a range of those. We've got flint heads as it happens. I must have picked those up from somewhere. So I'm going to make fire arrows because I know Eikthyr doesn't like fire. Many of the creatures actually don't like fire. So if you waft a torch around, it will scare a lot of the mobs off in the meadows and the Black Forest as well. So worth bearing in mind. Not only is it so you can see where you're going. It's not like Rust dark here. If you've ever played Rust, you know what I mean. But it is reasonably dark. So where are we time-wise? There is another mod as well that you can get, which does show the timer. But we could actually just go and kill the boss now. There's another boar. So I kind of want to wait until I can take at least... bring my health up a little bit more and the stam. So this is only a level 1 flint knife as well. So we could do with eating the honey, and I could do with eating that. Okay, we do have a bow, which we'll mess around with. I mean, you've got to be a little bit careful because it will destroy your house. We will do this one and this one. We'll just bow it. So getting an early hit on it as well does take off a good amount of health from him. Keeping him on fire. The flint arrows do some better damage as well. It doesn't stay on fire very long, but if you put it on a hotbar, you can swap between the two. It used to be that you put a load of campfires down and you could take a whole load of HP off it. This is the thing with the stamina, even with the honey. I mean, we're at the best foods we can do at the moment. I mean, if you can walk around rather than run around as well and save a bit of stamina, it does help. The electricity doesn't take a lot, but if she hits you, if she headbutts you, it will take off. Go through rocks as well. We'll just finish her off. There we go. So that's the first boss down. Simple fight. Just really kind of running around stamina. You haven't got the best of armor, you haven't got the best of weapons and stuff. So it is fairly well balanced. It does get you this marvellous trophy. Like their trophy. So offer it to the sacrificial stone. So where we spawned, it's on the map as the 4 little triangles and the circle. So we'll head over there. We'll pop this down. And I think then that will get us through the first episode. First boss done. Now, we could rush into the next bio, but I don't think we won't. We'll spend a little time gathering and making sure we're ready. There's no point repeatedly dying over and over. So we'll take our time with this. So, all you need to do, attach the trophy, it'll activate, and then to get the power, the greater the mighty stag flows through, your ability to move around is improved, be it on land or in water. Run stamina minus 60, so it helps with that. Jump stamina usage is minus 60, and swim stamina is minus 60. Effect is 5 minutes. So all we need to do is E to activate that. And then in the bottom left-hand side down here, it will say Eikthyr ready. This always shows whatever power you currently have. And I can't remember what I think it's G or F. I think it might be F. Because it's the same as pickaxe on Fortnite. And I kept pressing it by mistake and activating it. It was driving me nuts. So I changed it to P for power. Power. So yes, it's once you activate it, for this one, it will give you a reduction in stamina for jumping, running and swimming. Often it's quite good for when you run over to, when you're starting up, running over to Black Forest, for instance, from starter base. You can use that and you can get a good couple of runs running copper backwards and forwards. Before you've managed to get portals and whatever. So periodically you can check these for honey as well. Honey's used in recipes, but you can also just eat it for a bit of stam early doors. Okay, I think we've pretty much got a good start there. We didn't have a death, which is commendable. I have taken it a little bit easy, obviously. We've just done the basics. Oh, before we end, let's just quickly make. Oops, no, wrong way. We'll go back here, and we can now make the antler pickaxe. We get 3 from Eikthyr, so if you're with somebody, then you can each get 1. If you want a couple each, you have to do Eikthyr again. You can spawn them in as often as you want if you want more. If there's 10 of you, for instance, then I don't think it increases exponentially. I think if there's 2 of you, for instance, it will drop 2. If later on you get a key from one of them, I think it will drop 2 keys, but the rest I think it's just standard all the way through. So I'll craft a couple of these, just makes it easier. I normally do 2. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Do appreciate it. We will do episode 2. It does get easier, and we will keep it as moving as quickly as or keep it going as smoothly as we possibly can. We do have to forage though, although a lot of that will be edited or speeded up just to make life a bit easier. Do appreciate your time. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your time zone. If you're around for the next one, appreciate it. We're also live usually on Sundays, Mondays and Thursdays on YouTube. So feel free to jump in and say hello. We'll be playing some sort of crafting survival. Take it easy. Have a good one. Hopefully see you around.